Hi everyone, this is Christine Harris again. I wanted to share with you some things I've been making for the last couple of days. Um, and they are brag books. I watched a video and she showed, I'm sorry, but I have a terrible time remembering people's names. And so unless I write it down, then I can never remember where I got the idea from. But anyway, she made 4 different versions of brag books out of one, using only one 12 by 12 piece of paper for each one. And so I thought it was a very clever idea, and I thought they were very cute. And I have a couple of friends that I think would like one, and so I've made them and will be sending them to them. And as I said, I think they'll like them. I hope they do. I thought they came out very pretty. But this is the first one. I used a piece of velvet ribbon here on the front, and I took a couple of white resin flowers here, or plastic flowers, and I colored them with my Copic marker. And then I had this little tiny piece of lace left. That's all I had left of that kind, so I gathered it a little bit and put it behind the flower that I had left. And that was the last of the flowers I had left of that color too. Then I took this little metal frame, and at first I was going to try and leave it open on the top so that they could insert a tiny little picture in there. And then I thought, well, you know, that's kind of small. So I took another piece of the velvet ribbon and I cut it to fit exactly inside the square. And then I found this little silver heart charm that fits exactly in the middle. So that's the outside of it. And then when you open it, you have this page here, which I put nothing on because I figured it's like the other pages and should be left blank for photos. And when you open it all the way, it looks like this. And each one of these little flaps opens up and it flaps down. So you have room for 1, 2, 3 pictures in each section. Again, 1, 2, and 3. And I put nothing on them because they're small enough as it is, and I figured that they would just be used for photos, so I left them all blank. And on each one of the little tabs, I embellished each one of the little tabs. This one I just had a sticker that I went around with some stickles, and over here this is just a little saying. It says something to tweet about, and a little bow over here on this side. And then on the edges I put this little braided cord, and I left the back blank also. And here again is the braided cord. So it closes up like this, and that's what we have. Now, to give it as a gift, I wanted to make something special to put it in. So I took a glassine bag, and I took a napkin that I had. I have a whole drawer full of napkins, different styles and stuff. But this happened to be in the right color to match the brag book that I made. And I took some ribbon that I had here that had wire on both edges, and I glued it to the center, gathered it up on both sides, glued it to each side, and cut off the extra wire. In the center, I have a rosette here that was given to me by Julia, and it was actually tied on a package, so it had the strings that were longer that went all the way around the package. Well, I just cut them all off at an angle so that they just kind of look like a little array there. But the rosette itself was made by Julia. Down at the bottom here, I put my brag book, and I also covered the back. Oh, and I also put some of the trim here that was on the edges of the album. I put the same trim down along here. And I will stick the album in the book, fold the top over like so, and I'm going to use some washi tape to close the top, and it's just going to be a green that will match. So that one will be all ready to go. The other one that I did was in shades of pink. It's basically exactly the same album. I put a piece of velvet ribbon down this way, and a flower that I had that I believe Julia made again. Little piece of the stem that I had left over from the other one. A little silver piece up here with a cameo on it, and 3 bling hearts in different sizes. On the edges, I put just a little tiny piece of lace that I had, and on the back it's just plain. When you open it up, it's like this, and again it's exactly the same as the other album. Each one opens up and comes down. Here I put some little butterflies and a heart and a little sticker with some stickles around the edge, and here a little arrow where she can write something and a heart. And again, it's going to be a gift to somebody, so again I made a glassine bag to put it in. I put some pink velvet ribbon across the bottom, matched the color of the napkin to the brag book, and put a little rosette type thing here that once again Julia made for me. And again, I will just fold over the top like this and seal it with some washi tape. So those are my 2 gifts. Oh, and I have one other thing that I made, but that's the 2 brag books that I've made. And the one other thing that I made was this chunky charm. Now what I did, I watched a video, I think it was Jenny 644 that I watched, where she made an ornament out of a bobbin spool, and she hung the dangles down, you know, the sides and stuff, but she left a space in the middle for so that you could see the inside piece and stuff. But I figured, well, if it can be used for an ornament and it looks so cute, why couldn't it be used for a dangle? So I decided to make a dangle out of it. And inside the spool, I put that bling that comes in strips, you know, and this happens to be too wide. At the top, I put a large bead, which goes down through the bobbin and comes out of the bobbin with another large bead on the bottom, and then it has this charm hanging from it. Can you see it, or is my hand in the way? This charm here hanging from it. And then around it, I used 5 pieces of chain for the top and up to the hook, and I put 5 approximately 2 or 3 inch pieces of chain around it, one in every other hole around it. Then on every other hole that I didn't put chain, I put simple little charms, just little 1 inch charms, 1 or 2 beads, and like that. And then I put 3 or 4 charms on each one of the chains that hang down. Some of the charms I made myself. Some of the charms I have reused from chunky charms that have been made for me by other people. But I thought that in some certain colors I don't have that much of a selection of beads, so I thought that the beads were so pretty that I really wanted to use it in this very special chunky charm that I'm making for a friend. So I hope that she likes it, and that's what I've been doing for the last couple of days, is just working on charms and mini albums. So when I get a few more things done that I want to share, I'll get back to you and show those to you. So have a good day.